Hello everyone, this is Seth Weissman and welcome to another episode of Safe Real Estate. Today we are going to talk about how to protect your buyers when the due diligence period is about to end and the buyers and the seller are still negotiating repairs. And what are you trying to protect the buyers against? And the answer, of course, is if the due diligence period ends without the buyers having agreed on repairs, then the effect of that is that the buyer is taking the property as is with no repairs. And if the buyer was intending to get a bunch of repairs, this is not a good result. So what options does the buyer have and what are the real issues here? Well, the real challenge in this area is that buyers often don't think far enough in advance to answer the question, am I really willing to take this property without all the repairs that I wanted? And the sooner that they start thinking about that question, the better off they are. There are two ways that the buyer can be protected as the due diligence period is running out. The first is the buyer can seek an extension of the due diligence period. And gang, I love that result. What I really want realtors to do is to try to negotiate an extension several days before the due diligence period ends so that no one is operating under any pressure. The second option, of course, is to terminate the contract and to simply not proceed. This is an area that's fraught with risk. I am seeing some realtors putting in special steps in their amendment to address concerns that basically says, if you do not accept this amendment, it shall constitute notice of the buyer's decision to terminate the contract. And what the buyer is essentially doing is giving the seller an ultimatum. Some sellers cave and agree to the repairs, but I have also seen sellers say, hallelujah, I have a backup offer for $20,000 more, and all I now have to do is sit tight, the contract will terminate, and I will be free to sell to buyer number two. What really worries me is that I have worked on transactions where buyers say, I didn't even realize that this provision was in the contract, and had I known this risk existed, that I could lose the whole transaction, I never would have put this special stip in. Some even go further and say, why did you, Mr. or Mrs. Realtor, put this provision in the contract in the first instance? So what's really required is excellent communication between you and your buyer so that they understand the risk of giving the seller an ultimatum. The other option with regards to termination is to terminate at the last minute. That can be anxiety creating because you really need to know, where is my seller so I can get him to sign a termination if needed. But frankly, I still like that approach if your seller is around, because it typically gives you a little more time to try to work out the issues. I hope this episode of Safe Real Estate has been beneficial to you. It's great to see you as always. Please check out our future episodes. Good to see you now. Bye.